Last Thursday, we got the shocking news that Damian Lillard will be returning to the Portland Trail Blazers on a 3-year, $42 million deal. And while we're surprised, we expected Dame to join a contender, it just feels right having him come back home.
Yeah, Dame on the Bucks, something about it just never really felt right. That man belongs in a Blazers uniform, and even though we won't see him play this upcoming season, it's just so great that he's coming back home.
Before we start talking about Damian Lillard coming home, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on any new videos. So like we just said in the intro, out of nowhere last Thursday, Shams reports Dame is returning to the Blazers on a 3-year, $42 million deal. Last year, the deal, a player option. I mean, we obviously knew this was a possibility because he got cut by the Bucks. There was some rumors, some talks about it, but both of us thought he'd go try and win a ring with another contender. You know, there was talks about the Warriors being a possibility. That would have been disgusting.
I threw up in my mouth when I saw that.
Yeah.
I was like, that ain't it.
There was a lot of talk about Boston recently. I mean, it would have been kind of cool to see him team up with Ant once again, Anthony Simons.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. And then you had like Miami, of course, who again doesn't get Dame, and they said they weren't interested. Honestly, I do believe them this time.
I do too, yeah.
But once again, they don't get Dame, and of course, the Lakers had to be mentioned as well.
Because they always are, yeah. I mean, I'm lucky I was at the gym when this news dropped. I was like riding the stationary bike and I was sweaty as hell because I started tearing up when I saw that tweet come through. So the tears just blended in with the sweat and everything.
Yeah.
I was getting emotional. Just the thought of going to a Blazer game at the Moda Center and just hearing Mark Madsen just say like the letter O, Damian Lillard, just got me feeling some kind of way right now.
Yeah, I mean, part of it helps. Like, it's finally sunny in Portland. We're out of like the rainy season and everything.
Exactly.
But the city, you could just feel it. Everyone is happy to have Dame back. Everyone's posting on social media. It was just a great day in the city of Portland.
A great day to be a Blazer, some would say.
Exactly. It's very rare we've had those recently, but today we're recording it after it happened. Just incredible.
And before we talk about his fit on the roster, let's look back on like the overall trade and who got what. Obviously, the Blazers send out Dame, Yusuf Nurkic, Keon Johnson, and Nasir Little. They get back DeAndre Ayton, Tamani Kamara, Drew Holiday, a 2029 first from the Bucks, and 2 swaps in 28 and 30. Completely overlooked at the time, but the biggest steal from this trade was Tamani Kamara, who's gone on to become one of the best perimeter defenders in the entire NBA. Shortly after the trade, though, the Blazers flipped Drew Holiday to Boston and got back Malcolm Brogdon, Robert Williams, the Warriors 2024 first, and the Celtics 2029 first. A little bit less than a year later, they flipped Brogdon, that Warriors pick, which ended up becoming Bub Carrington, and a 2029 first to get back Denny Advia from the Wizards. So finally, 2 years after the dust settles from the trade, the Blazers got back Denny Advia, Tamani Kamara, Drew Holiday, Robert Williams, the Bucks 2029 firsts, and their swaps in 28 and 30. Oh, and we got Dame back, and we're paying him about $40 million less per year than we were paying him before.
And in return, they gave up a 2-year rental of Dame, Anthony Simons, Yusuf Nurkic, Nasir Little, Keon Johnson, and 2 second-round picks. We're combining like 3 trades here, but these are the big 3 trades they've made the past like 3 seasons. And for a team who we've heard has the worst front office in the league, I would say that's not too bad business there.
I like it. I like that business right there.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good. You get like a full reset. You get some young guys who can score, play defense, and you get back the guy you sent out in the first place.
Yeah,
like,
future picks as well.
I think we're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
So this will be a much different roster than the one Dame last played with in 2023. It's also going to be a much different Dame. Obviously, he's a few years older. He's coming off a major injury now. But the only players left from the roster that Dame last played with in Portland, Jeremy Grant, Matisse Thybulle, Jabari Walker, and Shaedon Sharpe. Everyone else is going to be completely brand new. Also got the same coach in front office. Always seemed like Dame had a good relationship with Chauncey, so I'm sure they'll get on fine. The front office was the bigger story. Like, apparently Dame and Joe Cronin didn't have the greatest relationship when he was here. I mean, Cronin was always talking about how they wanted to build a contender around Dame and maximize his potential, and his way of doing that was trading for Jeremy Grant and then drafting Dame's replacement. So,
right.
you know, you're saying one thing, but you're doing another thing. But apparently Dame, Chauncey, and Cronin all had multiple meetings over the past few weeks where they smoothed everything out, mended the relationship, and started working on a deal to bring him back. So hopefully this could all work out.
Yeah, Dame did protect himself though. He got a no trade clause. He also has a player option on his final year, so he's not going to play next season. Then he's expected to play, and he has a player option after that. So it's basically like a 2-year deal with the player option. Dame's got a lot of control here, but outside of Dame's first few seasons in the league, when he had like LaMarcus, Nick Batum, Wesley Matthews, Robin Lopez, this has to be his best supporting cast, or it will be his best supporting cast. Since then, you got a really good, deep, young, defensive team. All the teams Dame was on previously weren't really great on defense. I mean, we had like...
No, they were downright bad on defense.
Some years we were like middle of the pack just because like Chief and Harkless did their best.
But that's the best you could hope for.
Yeah, exactly. But now you got a ton of guys who can play defense. And a lot of people initially were wondering like, how does this make sense from the Blazers like actual team perspective? Of course, it's a feel-good moment for Blazer fans, bringing back Dame, the best player in franchise history. But does it actually make sense from the roster perspective? Overall, like it does, because you have a really good defensive team, you have no shooting, you're bringing Damian Lillard, awful defender, amazing shooter.
Exactly, yeah. So it fits from that perspective. I like it.
The biggest question there is though is how does this factor into Scoot's development, Scoot's future with the team, Drew Holiday's future with the team? Because, you know, there was already some rumors like, is Drew Holiday gonna get flipped? Apparently there was reports like he really doesn't want to be here. I don't know if that's true, but I could definitely see it. You're going from Boston contending, Milwaukee contending, and now you're stuck in Portland.
Well, I would love to know the NBA player who gets drafted or traded here and their first reaction was like, yeah, Portland. I'm guessing it's not many, okay?
Yeah, probably almost no one.
Most guys warm to this place over time, but the initial reaction is generally, I'd rather not.
But mainly like Scoot Henderson, I saw some people wondering like, why are they doing this? Like they should be giving the keys to Scoot, and they are still gonna give the keys to Scoot. I mean, he was the 3rd overall pick, despite his bad rookie season, despite all the memes, like we at least still have faith in Scoot. The front office definitely still has faith in Scoot after they sent away Anthony Simons. But I do feel like this adds more pressure to Scoot's development. I think the goal next year should be making the play-in. After that, Dame's first year back. I'm expecting this team to make the playoffs. I want to see Blazer playoff basketball. And if you keep Drew, you have Dame there, it's going to be their last stint in the NBA, their last years in the NBA. They're going to want to compete and make the playoffs. So Scoot's still going to have to prove he's good enough to start over them, to finish games over them. I think he will be, but the pressure I think will be there as well. Plus fans, they're going to want to see Dame, like his last years in Portland. We love the Dame moments. We're going to want the nostalgia. So I think just bringing Dame back, it adds some more pressure to Scoot. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, but previously he was replacing the franchise legend after he left. Now he's replacing that guy with him back and backing him up.
Yeah, I get all that, but I think that's more of a question for next season than the one after that. Like, I expect Scoot to start day one, and if he struggles next year, I could definitely see some fans being like, okay, maybe we need to start Drew Holiday, especially if they are competing for a play-in playoff spot. If going into his 4th year, Scoot is worried about a 37-year-old Dame coming off an Achilles tear taking his spot, again, barring Dame just returning to like all-star form out of nowhere and being able to average 30 points, which I don't expect, I expect him to be like when Dwayne Wade went back to Miami, right? You know, solid bench player, but still has flashes of that player he used to be. If that's what Dame is, and Scoot going into year 4 is fearing for his job because of that player, then I just don't think he's the player we're all hoping he can be. Especially if he solidifies himself in that starting point guard spot this season, then I don't think he should have anything to worry about.
Yeah, best case scenario here, you know, you have Drew Holiday, Dame to mentor him, you know, one of the best offensive point guards of all time.
I was gonna say, Drew mentors him on defense, Dame mentors him on offense.
Yeah, exactly. So that is what we're hoping for. And finally, to wrap things up, this just feels right. Dame belongs in Portland. We're just gonna forget the Milwaukee stint ever happened.
Didn't happen whatsoever.
Yeah, he wasn't terrible there. I think he was even a little bit underrated given how people talk about him. But Damian Lillard has always been a Portland Trailblazer in our minds, will always be a Portland Trailblazer in our minds. In just this moment, coming back home, we gotta finally win the title with him. We gotta make it happen. We still need the storybook ending.
Oh, man.
I'm not giving up hope.
I'm not either, but we got some work to do, okay?
But regardless, either way, it just feels so good. And we're so excited to see him play once again in that Blazers uniform. So what do you guys think? Will Dame get that fairy tale ending, or will he just gracefully go off into the sunset? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving a like, and hey, while you're here, check out some of our other content as well, and don't forget to subscribe to Synthetic Sports.